What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the first time to watch out, reporting to you once again. It's episode 6 of my new TV series online, Ranting and Raving. You kind of got an idea of what to suspect, so we're just going to hop right in there again. Let's get it.
All right, the topic is, if you had one message for the youths and the authorities on the topic of violence, what would that message be?
Okay. Well, lately online, I keep seeing a plethora of videos and on the news, images of police brutality. And one thing that I would say is stop making it a racial issue first. Whether it is or not is really irrelevant because it's happening. Doesn't matter whether it's young black kids or young white kids. Police have too much authority, too much power, and it brings about the question of who's policing the police brutality in the streets. If you ever heard my song that I did about Trayvon Martin, that was one of the bars I said, who's policing the police brutality in the streets? When you really get down to what type of resolution can we come to in regards to this matter and this topic at hand, the first thing that we have to be able to do is to separate black and white from the issue. The more we continue to perpetuate negativity and hostility, or the more we continue to say police this, black people this, it only causes division. And if you look at the way our society is evolving societarily as a culture, we have not evolved racially. Racism is as much alive as it ever was, if not more so. It's just hidden better. It's just not kosher to say such things publicly. But people are still teaching their kids to use racial slurs, especially in the South, where I'm from, where I was born and raised. I've been to cities here where the population was predominantly Caucasian and African Americans were barely even seen in public. But if I were to continue to keep talking about something, it's like you get a wound, and if you keep picking on the wound, it never heals, right? So the more we continue to go to these videos and stir up confusion and dissension, it's only taking away from the fact that we've got some seriously deeper issues going on in our nation. For instance, is anybody paying fucking attention to the fact that gas is $1.83 a gallon? Does that not make you wonder what the fuck is really going on? No. You know why? Because you're worried about Mike Brown, how he got his ass killed. And it's traumatic, and it's a terrible occurrence. But it's nothing new. Black people have been getting shot and killed by white people since we brought our black asses over here. It ain't nothing new. So why all of a sudden are we making these issues so adamantly known? It makes you wonder what's really going on. And my biggest problem is people are not wondering what's going on. Nobody's asking the underlying question of what is it they're not wanting us to pay attention to. So if you're watching this video, I challenge you to share it first. Not because I give two fucks about attention, but because somebody's got to start spreading the message of we've got to stop looking at black or white. We've got to stop looking at rich and poor and start looking at government against citizens. Because that's what it all boils down to. If you're a youth in America today, I would tell you, stop getting ensnared into this fucking rap game. Stop believing that everybody on TV, Young Thug, is a fucking joke. He's a fucking joke. He's a disgrace to the Afro-American culture. He's an embarrassment to our people. I don't claim him as a rapper, or I don't even acknowledge this dude any further than what I'm doing right now. He's an entertainer. He's there to entertain you. And if you study your history and you go back and you have any inclination of how things are progressing historically, the Romans did the same thing to their citizens. They distracted them with technology, technological advancements, to keep them from the fact that they were fucking crazy. If I'm correct in my estimations, in my history knowledge, the Roman politicians drank from the aqueducts that were poisoned by lead. Am I right? And the lead made them fucking crazy. Not stupid, just crazy. And they tricked people into falling for these on sticks is the best way to say it. Here, I'll dangle a carrot in front of you. You can go to the Coliseum on Friday night and watch a gladiator chop another dude's head off. Look at our society today. All you see on television is violence. That's all you see. Every time you cut it on, you're guaranteed to see somebody's getting killed, somebody's being raped, some kids being beaten or molested. That's all you see. Does that not make anybody wonder what the fuck is really going on? But the minute you start talking about this shit, you're considered a heretic or a paranoid schizophrenic. And they throw you in a loony bin somewhere and they discredit you. But you go through history and look at every revolutionary, self-included, they defame you first. That's what they do. Who is they? I don't fucking know. But there's a they there somewhere. You mean to tell me that a person can accumulate billions and trillions of dollars and not have power to influence our country, to influence our world? Can you not look at the state of being for us as Americans? Police brutality in our country is nothing fucking new. They've been doing this for centuries. WILLIE LYNCH, go get you some education. All this was instituted into our society. The thought processes of an African American. We were not born this way. We were taught to be this way. You look at, if you're a white person and you look at black people less than you, you were taught that by your parents, and your parents were taught to think that they were better than another person because of the color of their skin. So I personally know officers who are good people, and I'll say some names. Officer Dorsey, an amazing person, an awesome individual, who will not beat your fucking ass and shoot you unless you've done something to merit it. So if I had a message to the youth today, it's stop believing that gang violence, Bloods, Crips are cool. They're not. It's stupid. It's perpetuating the stereotype that we as African Americans are fucking ignorant. So stop being fucking ignorant. That would be one. Two, is stop thinking the only way you're ever going to be something is if you make it in the rap game. Because half of y'all suck. And then you run around thinking the only way you'll ever be somebody is sagging your pants off your ass, calling women bitches and hoes. Now granted, some of them motherfuckers earn that shit. No offense, ladies. But some of y'all act like bitches and hoes. And if you act like it, you can only expect somebody to treat you the same way. So I can't feel sorry for you. But for these young men and these young women out here, start getting your education. Start going to school. Start trying to better your life and do something. That's the only way we're going to ever be able to do something about police brutality, is stop giving police the power and the means and the reason to fuck our lives up. I ain't worried about no police officer pulling me over no more. There was a time that I would ride down the street and be scared as fuck. I've had my ass beaten. Officer Chapeau is one of the officers in Clark County Police Department. She would beat my ass every time she saw me. She hated me for no other reason than I was a young black man. She didn't look deeper than to see that there was something spiritually and emotionally wrong with me. She just fucking hated me, and she was white. Now, do I know that she only hated me because I was black? No. And it doesn't really matter. What matters is police have been given an authority to protect and serve us, and they are abusing that power. So my message to police officers is, stop being fucking arrogant. Stop thinking that because you wear that badge, that gives you a right to take someone's life. Stop thinking that a person's skin color depicts who they are internally and determines what their worth is. If you want us to stop hating you, stop giving us a reason to hate you. I don't know any other better way to say it than the only way we're going to resolve these issues in America is if we go to the mirror and start dealing with ourselves and stop lying. Stop believing that everything we do doesn't have consequences. I don't know the situation with Trayvon Martin. I wasn't there. I don't know the situation with Mike Brown. I wasn't there. Do I believe it has something to do with black and white issues? No. Does it fucking matter? No, it doesn't. So what I'm going to say to the American people right now is stop spreading this bullshit. Stop feeding into the negativity. If you're a white person and your parents taught you to hate people because of the complexion of their skin and nothing in you says that's wrong, kill yourself. I seriously mean that. Because to me, the worst thing you could possibly do is to wake up into a world and think that you're better than anybody. Because I've done crack, I've done heroin, I've done coke, I've been to prison, I've done all these things. But I get up today and I make a conscious decision to love everybody in truth. If you're a black person and you're walking around thinking it's okay to sag your pants and sell crack cocaine and kill your people and call your women out their name, kill yourself. Stop wasting my motherfucking oxygen. You want to know what good music is? You want to know what a good life is? Being productive. That doesn't mean you got to be educated in a professional sense. Just be a good person. Love. You ain't got to walk around with no business suit on to be a good person. Some of the most awesome people I've ever met in my life had tattoos and wore saggy pants and jinkos. And some of the most fucked up people I ever met were on the pulpit preaching. You heard? Hear what I'm saying now? Some of the most fucked up people I've ever met were in churches and in government. I've met politicians, I've met lawyers, I've met judges, I've met police, and I've met crackheads and drug addicts and big-time drug dealers. I've met famous artists, and the best people that I've ever met were the ones who could see the best and the worst of themselves, and at the end of the day, be okay with all of that. So my overall message right now is love and truth. You can only be who you are. Police, stop killing people for no reason. If a man ain't put no gun on you, you ain't got no reason to kill him. Put your gun down. And if he is trying to harm you, you got tasers. You got batons. Find some other means to disengage that person. You've been trained to do that. But I personally believe that there's been an issued state out here in this country as far as law enforcement to start bullshit. So I'm going to disregard that. And I'm going to say to the American people, stop being fucking ignorant. Stop being blind and oblivious to the fact that your government and your politicians hate you. They hate you. If they didn't hate you, it wouldn't cost so much to go to the store and buy healthy shit for yourself. You're going to spend $100 for a week's worth of food to buy healthy food for you. In contrast to going to fucking McDonald's and getting some shit that you haven't seen made and you don't know what the fuck is in it. But I ain't going to go off on that right now. I'm not going to rant and rave about that just yet. But for the night, I just want to spread this message. Love and truth. It's Versatile the Wild Child. If you haven't been following me, if you haven't been listening to my music, if you haven't been watching my videos, I encourage you to do so. And it has nothing to do with me as an individual, but for what I represent and what I stand for. And I stand for truth. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on YouTube. Check me out on iTunes. Check me out on Pandora. Check me out on Spotify. Go to any of these websites. Type in my name, Google Versatile the Wild Child. And I promise you, you will find something that will edify and uplift your soul. It's a shame that I got to make music sometimes to dumb it down. But the general purpose behind everything I say and every single thing I do is to start waking you the fuck up. Peace. Time to listen to my lyrics closely. You missing family and freedom, and you needing to be here with those who love you and miss you and wish you would stay out of trouble in prison and change the way that you living. Be a daddy to your children and a husband to your women and try to make a living instead of drug dealing.